Welcome, everybody. Hi, my name is Shiri Orion. I'm with the American Friends of the Parents Circle. We're so glad to have you here today. We're just going to take a couple of minutes to let everybody on. Wow, the numbers are really growing. There's been a lot of interest in today's webinar, and we are moved to see so many people here with us today to learn more about our Young Ambassadors for Peace program. Yeah, we have friends from Israel and Palestine here with us today too. So we've made translation available for our Arabic speakers, and our Hebrew speakers, we hope that you will understand the English. We have a lot of wonderful people with us here today, a lot of people to hear from. I know that it's a hard day today. The news coming out about the region is we are feeling the whiplash of it. We cannot keep up. I just want to say before we get to our program today, for those of you that are joining, the announcement that President Trump made yesterday is not in line with the Parent Circle values. We believe in a just solution to the conflict that takes into consideration human dignity, respect, mutual understanding, and that did not include any of that. And so I just want to acknowledge that before we start. I know that is top of mind for everybody today. I hope that you can maybe put that aside for just 1 hour and listen to these incredible voices that should be louder, even louder than the messages of President Trump. So please listen to the people that are being directly affected by the conflict, to the people that are going to be impacted by whatever resolutions come out of this conflict, and our leaders of the future who are going to, we have faith that you're going to do a better job than is being done today. And we know that because you are incredible members of our Young Ambassadors for Peace program. This is a program we have been running for many years. It's for young adults ages 19 to 29. And they engage with the other side, which is a miracle in and of itself. These days, they learn how to be good listeners. They learn how to understand the narrative of the other side during such an ugly and violent time. And they learn how to be leadership skills. They learn about the humanization of the other, and that is sorely needed today. Another thing I want to acknowledge before we get to our speakers is that we had a terrible, tragic loss to our community over the weekend. A young Palestinian man by the name of Tamam al-Saadi, he was killed in Jenin. He was a member of our Young Ambassadors for Peace. This is him, that beautiful smile. His life was lost way too soon. Asil is here, Asil Jafri. She's the leader, our Palestinian leader of the Young Ambassadors for Peace program. Asil, would you share with us a little bit about Tamam and his life and how he was killed and his experience in the Young Ambassadors for Peace program? Okay, I think we are having technical difficulties with Asil.
You want
Tamar?
me?
Yeah, Tamar, will you share?
It was a devastated week since we heard. Tamam was one of us. He was in the last group of YAP, and he was actually the leader of this group. He came from Jenin. He was a nurse in the hospital, and he was kind. He was full of life. He was intelligent, really smart one, and he was a leader. He was a leader. When he came to the room, everybody was silenced and let him sleep and let him speak. And when we heard about it, all of us, one of us, a leader for peace, is killed by the Israeli army. I think myself and all the yappers, Palestinian and Israeli alike, were, the easy leader for peace. What happened? So he was in the hospital, in Jenin hospital, because as you know, the Israeli army went into Jenin like 2 weeks ago. And after he went to the hospital, he went back home and there was a bomb that exploded and he died in the spot. And I don't have any words, really. So I just need to tell you that we all honor his name and his memory. We are going to meet all the yappers on Friday, the old one and the new one. And we're going to cherish his life and his memory. And we'll keep on fighting for peace because this is the only solution.
Thank you, Tamar. And we are all devastated. Our whole community is devastated by his loss. Asil, you're back. Can you?
Hi. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I lost the internet connection. So first of all, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Asil. I work as the project manager for the youth program on the Palestinian side. This is my 5th year working on this program, Ambassadors for the Peace, together with Palestinians and Israeli family. Actually, I think this is the hardest years I experienced from long years, because after the war, the situation was really hard and hard. The circle of blood and violence has become bigger and bigger, and we thought this is the time to raise our voices as a peace builders. Actually, last week we have a tragic story that happened. Just last week during the military raid on Jenin refugee camp. Our dear friend Tamam was killed. Actually, Tamam was a Palestinian participant in youth group last year. He
Asil, I'm sorry.
was a nurse.
Asil, your internet is unstable and we can't hear you. I'm sorry. Maybe if you shut your camera off. Okay, hopefully Asil will come back to us soon. Tamar, I want to go back. We'll go back to you. I didn't introduce you. Tamar is the Israeli director of the Young Ambassadors for Peace, among other things. And Tamar has also been a part of the YAP program for many years. And this year well, it was a difficult year. It was impossible to meet in Israel and or Palestine, which is what we usually did. And so tell us, we went to Prague. And I also want to introduce Christy Patton, who is a special advisor to the president at New York University. And we were able to partner this year with NYU, which has been a wonderful partnership. And we had a delegation of NYU students also join our week together in Prague. So we had American college students from NYU, Israelis and Palestinians spending a week together in Prague on NYU's campus, which sounds like, I don't even know how we put that all together in record speed. So thank you to NYU for your hospitality and your partnership. Tamar, can you share with us about what this week was like? How many people were you with? What did you do all week? I know you had some fun, and I also know you had some difficult conversations. So tell us about it.
Really hard to say things about after we spoke about Hammam. But in our region, it's a roller coaster. So we may be used to it. I hope it will end soon, that it will be like a flat line. So as you know, the situation in Israel and Palestine is really, really bad, and we can't meet. So NYU helped us and brought us all to Prague for 1 week in Prague to build a new group of YAP. As much as we all like Zoom, probably all of you in the Zoom, you see just the square, and you can't really attach and bonds together. So we went 13 Israelis and 8 Palestinians. Unfortunately, 5 of them didn't get visa, so just 8, and 7 students from NYU to Prague to start and rebuild the group after such a difficult year. We just need, to build the trust again, to meet new people, especially from Israel and Palestine. There's so mistrust in this region. We need to build it. And I'm happy to say that I think after 2 days, you can't take them apart. You don't know, you couldn't recognize who is Palestinian, who is Israeli, and who is from New York. And that was amazing. What we've done this week was variety of things. We went ice skating. We help one another. I have to say that the Palestinians were the best. I don't know how, but they were the best on ice skating. We had dialogue meeting. We talked about our personal stories in Israel and Palestine. We talk about salam and shalom in the Bible, in the Quran. I think we succeed in a way to bond a brilliant group that are going to work during the year. This is not the end, it's just the beginning. I found it's the first time that we're doing it. And I found because we went out of the conflict zone, it gave us the opportunity to actually build something new from scratch and to build a really powerful group that is going to work together towards reconciliation and peace. And I said it so many times, but thank you, Christy, and thanks NYU, and thank you for the wonderful person, the children, young adults from Palestine and Israel that join us to this challenge, but so give us so much hope. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Tamar. Thank you for your leadership and being the mother, one of the mothers of the group. Christy, would love to hear from you. What inspired you and NYU and President Mills to participate in this program? And you were there with the group. So tell us about your experience and what you saw happen over the week.
It was incredible. The inspiration, I think, came from our kind of multiple engagements with the Parent Circle. President Mills, Linda Mills, and I went to Israel in May, a year ago, I think, met with Bassam, Mohammed's father, and Rabbi Damelin, who obviously many of you know. And we just decided, knowing what was going on college campuses in the US, like this is the group that our students, our faculty, and our staff need to hear from. They have given so much to this conflict, and I want to honor Tamam's memory for all the yappers as well. Not even knowing him and just meeting this group this year, I feel the loss, and I can see it on your faces, and I really, really want to honor his memory. But we had that initial interaction. We brought a Parent Circle. Shira came along with Rabbi and Arab, Bassam's son, and Yonatan and Layla, I think, right? And our students and our faculty and staff were just simply astounded by being in the same room and felt very honored to be in the same room with that group. But Arab said something to our students. He looked at our students and he said, "Why are you bringing our conflict here? And why are you bringing the hate here onto college campuses?" And it really impacted senior leadership. It impacted our students. And so when we started to talk to Shiri and Rabbi and have these conversations, we had a dinner after this. And right at that dinner in September, we started talking about, we want to do whatever we can to help. We want to be able to, we have a very large network of campuses, and we knew that we could be of service. And as we started talking, it evolved to knowing what was going on our campuses and knowing that there was this lack of communication between our students, and it was very loud and it was very binary. You had to be one side or the other, and there was no peace efforts or peace building. We had talked with Parent Circle and YAP about adding some of our students, and we initially said, oh, let's do 2. Quite honestly, I'm counselor to the president. I've been doing this work since and working with these students, and knew that it was very, very sensitive. I didn't think we'd get a lot of applications. We got 44 applications of 22 Arab-speaking students and 22 Hebrew-speaking students that wanted to be part of peace building and wanted to show college campuses a different way. So we went from 2 to, let's say, into, okay, let's do 8. And Shira, you'll hear from, was a part of that. But it was, we didn't know how it would work. I think Tamar and Asil, we were like, okay, how is it going to work? But like Tamar said, day 2, you couldn't tell the difference of who was who. It was all in Hebrew and Arabic. And Prague was, the staff at NYU Prague were just brilliant hosts. They had also hosted some students from Ukraine, and this is core to their mission, as are several of our other global sites. And we just really, like Tamar said, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. We really view this partnership as something that we're asking our student ambassadors, our NYU student ambassadors, to bring back to our campus and kind of create a movement that really hasn't been seen or been allowed a voice. And we are supporting them in those efforts. And we are also going to continue to support the YAP program in whatever way we can as we move forward in their efforts, because this is what should be happening. So thank you. And I'm honored that we were able to participate, truly.
Yes.
Thank you.
So are we. Thank you so much. And we'll have a chance to hear from one of the NYU students who participated in just a little bit. And now I'm going to ask Tamar and Christine. I think we lost Asil, unfortunate to a bad internet connection. And we're going to turn it over. Hi, Asil. Welcome back. Nice to see you. I think we're going to turn it over to our young ambassadors, because you are the really important people here today, to share with us about your experience in Prague and also about your personal experience. I know that the most difficult question is who's going to go first, but Ibrahim, since you already spoke, it seems like you're comfortable speaking in front of an audience. Well, why don't we start with you? If you'll unmute yourself. Ibrahim, you're in Dheisheh refugee camp, is that right?
That is right, yes.
That's where you live. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how old you are, what it's like to live in Dheisheh. Are you studying? Are you working right now? Tell us a little bit about your life and who you are.
Yes, of course. Hi, everyone. I am Ibrahim. I live in Dheisheh camp for refugees. Living in Dheisheh my whole life, I can tell you, you never know how it's like to live in a camp unless you've been there, unless you've lived in a camp. In Dheisheh refugee camp, we don't have running water. The electricity keeps going out, going back. It's really hard to live in the camp. So I'm a nursing student too, because for us refugees, the only way to get out of the camp, like go live in the city or something, is to study. So this is my first reason for studying nursing. My second reason for studying nursing is my cousin, Jihad, may he rest in peace. He was a young man. He was 14 years old. He loved to dance. He loved to do dabka. He loved life. He was really amazing. He wanted to travel. He wanted to do everything. He had dreams, basically. One day, the army came in the camp, as they usually do, and they shot him in the chest. I think it landed in his heart, and there was no one there to give him basic life support or something. I keep thinking, what if there was a nurse there or someone or a doctor? Maybe they could have helped. I don't know, because there was no one there to help. So I thought that maybe I could have helped if I was maybe a little bit older, or if I was maybe a nurse or something. So that's my second reason, to help people in these situations. Because in our area, we need more nurses, more doctors, more people when things like this are happening. I've joined the forum back in 2019, I believe. I've joined the forum in 2019. I didn't believe in peace. My only experience with Israelis was seeing Israeli soldiers on borders, and on checkpoints. And they treated us horribly. So that's really my only experience with the soldiers. So I thought that every Israeli would be like soldiers and treat us horribly and hate Palestinians and want all Palestinians to die. But when I joined the forum, the first year was really hard because I was seeing a new image that I haven't seen before. There are people that want change. So this is where I started to shift my my ideology towards this might be right. We might make peace in the future. So I was kind of blind before it. I didn't see it, like, you know. In the forum in 2019, we did it in Israel, and every year after it, we still did it in here, in this land. So we stopped doing that because laws now don't allow us to do so. So we need to travel. And that's what we did in the app group, thanks to NYU this year. They helped us do that, and the hospitality was great. So we've struggled traveling, but it was worth it. 5 Palestinians were rejected for visa, and we were kind of looking at it like, oh my God. Like we've asked them, we've been asking the Israelis, how was the visa application and stuff? They were like, what visa application? We didn't apply for visa. So we're like, what? You didn't apply for visas, and we had to go through all that investigation and stuff just to come here? Oh, yeah, okay. Even though we live next to each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, we struggled, and we've been through like 9 checkpoints, and 3 of them were just to get out of the West Bank. It was hard, and 5 were rejected. We really were devastated about it. Yeah, but when we got there, the first day was a little bit, we were a little bit distant. But like in the second day, third day, we were like one group. We forgot that we were Palestinians and Israelis. We forgot that kind of. We forgot, but we felt like we were one nation. We felt like we were all here for the same purpose, and we were really getting along. So this gives me hope for change. And the things that we've done there, we've took what do they call it? Classes maybe about leadership and social media, and it was really a participatory program. When we wanted something and it was a good idea, we actually did it. It wasn't just a sit program that you gotta come here at this time and stuff. No, we actually participated in building the program, and that was amazing to me. It was really a good program this year, among all the good programs that the forum does. So this program and others like it really give me hope for change in this region, because we are the future. We are the youth. So we hope that maybe someone will be in a good position someday and actually use the knowledge that we are building together to do something.
Well,
Yeah,
Ibrahim,
thanks.
you give us hope, and I'm very sorry for your loss. I have been to Daesh, a refugee camp, actually, and have seen and walked around there in the streets. So thank you for studying nursing too, and to be able to help other people. Was there anything that really surprised you when you were in Prague? Oh, I just want to say, because there will be a chance to ask questions at the end. If you have questions, you can put them in the Q&A box. There's a little button on the bottom. Was there anything that really surprised you or shocked you about the other side, or a difficult conversation that you had with somebody, either from the NYU students or the Israeli young people?
I mean, the conversations were really deep, but the most conversation that is still in my mind till this moment is the conversation that we all had about our personal stories. The personal stories are really hard to listen to, but they give you the narrative of the other person, like someone said that seeing the human side of your enemy is harder than seeing their side that hates you.
Yes.
So that was really it
Yes.
was the hardest.
Thank you. Zohar, hi. Unmute yourself, please.
Hello.
Hi, you're speaking to us from Haifa, yes?
Yes. I'm originally from Jerusalem. Right now, I live in Haifa.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. I understand you're from a religious Jewish family, and that this
Yes,
was
I grew up.
the time you met Palestinians.
Yes, I grew up in a religious family, liberal but religious family in Jerusalem. I always grew up like in an open household, open like school. I grew up with secular and religious youth in my school. But in Jerusalem, they always tell you the idea like it's a mixed city. We live all together in peace. But actually, I didn't really meet Palestinians when I grew up. The city is separated. It's not united at any means. When I was about 15, I joined a program called Meet, where they teach young Palestinians and Israelis from all of the country how to program and about entrepreneuring. And this was the first time I actually met Palestinians my age that have the same interests as me. And it was very eye-opening for me. But I think, these programs are good, but I think I didn't really get to meet actually people my age that have the same interests as me, same dreams as me. This I only could do right now in Prague. When I joined the app, it was a whole different experience for me from what I ever experienced before.
Like what? Give us an example. So the first time you met Palestinians in Prague and could have a conversation, like what was that like for you? What did you feel? What did you learn that you didn't know before?
I feel like it's different. I met Palestinians. I visit the West Bank from time to time, but it's different to meet people. Like I feel like Tamar talked about it, and also Ibrahim, about when you leave the country and we created this kind of ex-territory where even if it's an illusion that we're equal, our realities are a bit more similar, and we sleep together and we eat together and we share like our deepest aches and pains, and also like very great moments together. And you kind of like you look eye to eye into stuff, and you share. It's a different experience. It's just to hear personal stories, and also to meet people who are actually my age, who have similar dreams as me, and to see how different our realities are, what I can express in my life and what other people can express in their life, how things are different for us. And it's painful, but it was very eye-opening for me, I think. And also very empowering, because no matter how much pain people went in their life, no matter how much violence our environments are trying to sell us, you know, all of us in this program, we don't let this violence and rotten values to affect us. We still have hopes and dreams, and we have this huge passion for change, and to see. I know it's just it gives you a different view on life, and it gives hopes. It gives us hope, because you know I didn't know if it was possible this past year. I mean, I am active. I am a peace activist, and I deal with this subject for a few years. But this past year really like drowned hope from my heart, I think. I didn't know what is possible anymore. Everything was very hard and complicated, and I saw my whole like environment, house, people around me are getting more angry and violent and agreeing on stuff I thought they couldn't agree on. And justifying stuff I didn't think people can justify. And suddenly to be in this environment that no matter what we experience in life, we still don't lose hope. I think it's very, very special. Even if we disagree on certain stuff, we still disagree on the fact that we can't live like that anymore, and we want something to be different.
Mm-hmm. It is very special, Zohar. What about the reaction of your family and community, friends, when you came back home, or what do they think about you going to spend the week with Palestinians, especially after October 7th?
I think the people around me are kind of used to my opinions by now, but it wasn't easy for everyone to hear. But I think it's like my obligation to bring this experience out and talk about it, because there's nothing like a personal experience. And I think it's very like they can't deny my experience and what I've been through. And I think I'm trying to give this hope I felt in this week, and to spread it out. I know it's not easy to hear. And as I said, when people experience violence and fear, it's very, very natural for them to be afraid to hear something different. And it's very natural to be afraid of this different reality maybe we can bring, and be afraid of the other side. So I understand it, but I'm trying to insist on it. To my family, some of them accept it more, and I know they all love me very much. And I think this is why it's important, because the same as in this group, the change was possible because we have like relations between us and friendship. Then if I can talk to people I have relations with about this stuff, I know they will accept me and see me as who I am and appreciate my opinion. But yeah, it's not always easy. Like this weekend, I have a very difficult conversation with my father with what I've been through in Prague. Like he doesn't really believe it's possible, and I can understand, but I always tell him that I would never understand his experience in this country, because I didn't fight in wars and lost my closest friends and experienced this kind of fear that he experienced. But he needs to believe in us, the younger generation, because we experience different stuff than what he's been through, we can bring something different. And I believe like if we share our personal experiences, it makes a lot of changes in the people surrounding us.
Well, you're very understanding, and I think that that's what is going to make you an incredible peace leader. So thank you for being here and for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Mohammed, hi. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah, very good. Thank you. It's nice to finally meet you. I know a lot of members of your family, both your father, Bassam Aramin, and your brother, Arab Aramin, who are very active in the parent circle. Mohammed, you are joining us from Jericho today in the West Bank. Thank you for being here. For those of you that don't know, Mohammed, will you share about the loss of your sister, Abir? How old were you when she was killed?
Hi for everyone. First of all, my name is Mohammad Aramin. I'm 26 years old now. I lost my sister in 2007. She were 10 years old. I were 9 years old.
Mm.
So I see her when the Israel soldier shot her in her head. So she killed in front of my eyes. It was very difficult actually. It's like yesterday she's killed, you know, something it's very difficult to explain when you lost someone, it's very close to you. As after that, I don't have a normal life actually, and I live in the refugee camp in Anata, and we have the 2 checkpoints there. So if I want to go out, I have to go through checkpoint. You know, we have around 900 checkpoint in the West Bank, like you in a big jail. It wasn't easy actually. I don't know how to say it, but we continue to live. You know, a dance. It's helped me very, very much. You know, I'm a
Yes,
dance.
tell us about your dance. Mohammed is a dancer.
Yes, I'm
What
a
kind of
freestyle.
dance?
I'm a freestyle dance, hip hop. So this has really helped me
That's amazing.
accept myself first, to love myself, and my father. It's really helped me to love the other side because he always told me when you love when you love your enemy, when you hate your enemy, you're gonna kill yourself. And when you love your enemy, you love yourself. You have to accept that. So in 2012, we go to England. My father, he continued to study in Holocaust, you know. We stay there like 1 year and a half. There's a life, there's a freedom, you know. And we go back, we go back to Palestine. We continue. It's very hard, you know. If I don't go, maybe it will be more easy. I didn't see the freedom, the life. Yes.
And then you went to Prague with the Young
Uh,
Ambassadors for Peace.
Actually, I wasn't believe in peace with the Israel side. This is normal. This is normal, yani, you know, to feel like this, it's normal. But when I met the Israel people, there's like us, there are human. In every nation, in every house, you have bad apple and good apple, you know. When I went to Prague, I feel jealous. I feel free in the same time. Why my
Jealous,
country? Yes,
jealous
why my,
of what? Of the freedom?
yes. I didn't see police there. I
Yeah.
didn't see soldiers.
Yeah.
Every time, and now on 2 years, I'm not going out of my home because every checkpoint they stop me 1-2 hours because of my beard, because of how I look.
Mhm.
It's too, and it's small things make it bigger. And I learned something about the Israel people. They have the thinking of we have to win, you know. This is I learned about it. I wasn't know about this. So you have to change this. If I want to win, I want to win myself, not anybody else. You know.
To change the concept of what it means to
Yes.
win. Yeah.
when you want to win, it's someone he has to lose.
Yes.
We don't have to win and lose. We want to live our life like anybody.
Yes.
Win at yourself, not at anybody else, you know.
Yeah.
I'm in
Well,
depression too many years.
yeah. You were very much your father's son. I can feel your Bassam's words coming through you. Thank you for your honesty, Mohammed. Did you meet an Israeli or an American in Prague that you had a special connection with or that you had a deep conversation with?
Actually, yes, the guy, the person that you sit here, he was very honest. Yes, I love him so much. I feel like he's really we are cousins, you know,
Mhm. What was he honest with you about?
about everything. He was really told me, yani, he's not lying. He told me about what he feel, what they're thinking about us, how they feel, how they live.
Mhm.
And
And
it's
how does that honesty help you?
very, very much. And I feel him like, you know, I want peace and my people killing you. It's really hard, you know. For him, it's really hard. I can feel that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mohammed. I'm so sorry for the loss of Abir. And thank you for your leadership. Guy, you've been introduced already as a really honest, loving person. So tell us about you, besides being a very honest, loving human that deeply connected with Muhammad. You are
Thank
in
you so
Israel right
much.
now in Pardes Khana. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, first of all, thank you so much, Muhammad. To hear you speak about that, it really just opens my heart in a way that is very special. I want to say I'm very excited, and also excuse my English today. My English is not amazing right now. Like Sadiq Ibrahim, like my friend Ibrahim, like I used the Hebrew and the Arabic more in the last period. Wow, I don't know where to begin. Like this experience was so special. I can tell you about a little bit about myself. Yes. So I grew up in my early childhood in a shared school, like Jewish and Palestinian school in Jerusalem, and there I started to learn. I grew up with Palestinian kids, and I've learned Arabic and Hebrew at the same time. But then I moved to another school when I was like 10 years old, and then I felt like I was out of the bubble that I grew up in, and I started to realize to hear my friends' opinions about Palestinians and Arabs, and to feel that something is like there's a conflict that I wasn't aware about as a kid, and with the years, I started to understand that there is a really, really big separation here, not only between like the Israel or the 48 borders and Gaza and the West Bank, but even like the Zohar said, inside of Israel, like even in places that are mixed, we don't really live together. It's like two different what's this word? Different dimensions in the same time that is being it's existing because of the languages, like really like two dimensions. Yeah, parallel worlds. Thank you. So I really, really wanted to change it. Even before the war, I had a dream to start studying Arabic from the start and being fluent in it. And I thought about this weird situation that my village, Pardes Khana, is surrounded by the area of Wadi Ara, like the area of many Arab villages. And like, how is it possible that I don't have any Arab friends in my age, except for like one of two from first grade from Jerusalem? So I started to understand that there's a really serious problem here, and I'm not. It's not my fault. Like, it's not our fault that this is the situation, but unfortunately, we need to put a lot of effort to know the other side and to
Yeah.
overcome this separation. So
Guy, can you tell us about October 7th for you? I understand that you lost a dear friend of yours and that was really a
yeah,
turning point for you.
yeah, exactly.
Can you tell us of who
At
you
first,
lost?
October 7th was a shock for all of us, for all of us in the region. After a while, like a day or two, we started to get news about people that we know that are missing, including a really, really amazing young person that I knew called Laor Abramov, which was he was 2 years younger than me. He was really a free spirit. He was a DJ, a really beautiful person, a nice person. He was very tall, and I talked about him before October 7th, and we thought about collaborating and making events together and parties and doing amazing stuff. So what happened is that he was missing, and we thought that we waited to see what's up, and his mother, Michal, at the time she was in the United States, so she flew to Israel whenever she could find a flight, and she was staying in a house of a family that I'm very close to them, and I came there to see her, and after some days, I don't know how much, but we got the news that Laor was killed by Hamas, and I was just, he's not from my family, but I felt so close to his mother, and being there with her in her most terrible, worse situation that can happen to any person.
Yeah.
And hearing her cry, and it was just an amazing. I thank her for letting me be there with her and feeling comfortable of letting me be there, even though I'm not her family or her son. But this is an experience that actually changed my life.
And then after you felt like so much pain and this deep loss, what made you choose to go spend a week with Palestinians?
It was a result of a process that I've gone through like throughout this year, and Michal, Laur's mother, was a really big part of it because she introduced me to the forum,
Yeah,
to the family circle.
Yeah.
And she invited me to the shared ceremony of the, I don't know how to say it in English right now.
The joint Memorial Day ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah, where she
And
spoke there.
I've been spending all of this time since October 7th in learning Arabic and connecting to Palestinians and making connections and building hope. But this was actually the first opportunity ever for me to meet young people my age from the West Bank. Like an opportunity that most Israelis, they don't get this in their whole life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like we live so close. But it was really a life-changing experience to connect with them and become friends, become so close, really, and really feel the what they are going through and getting to know their life and feeling their pain, and but also feeling their empathy to me, which really breaks the whole conception that exists in the mind of an Israeli person, even though I grew up with Palestinians, as I said before, and even though I'm an open person who is aware about the occupation and about the conflict and everything, there is always a little voice in the head that is suspicious and like the most special thing for me was to hear, like, to talk with the Palestinians, my friends like Muhammad, and to look in Muhammad's eyes, and while I'm talking and hearing the amount of empathy and listening, and see it in his eyes, and seeing that he is with me in my pain, after hearing his terrible story about losing his sister, I'll never forget this feeling in my life.
I wish many people can have this feeling.
Yeah, like to see that after all this man was going through, he's really wants to understand me better and to know me, and like it just felt so so safe, the space that we were in, like this whole period of time. It's just very special. I want to thank you all for this opportunity.
Thank you, Guy. Thank you for being
And
a part.
hopefully we can make this opportunity for more and more people.
Yes. Well, yeah, for more people, and a lot of people are wondering about how this continues, like after the week in Prague, which we'll get to. But last but certainly not least, Shira, we haven't forgotten about you. Shira, I left you for last because you have somewhat of a different story. You are a student at NYU. You're in New York right now, but originally from Israel. And so you experience the conflict on October 7th on NYU's campus. So tell us a little.
No, I didn't. I personally
Sorry.
didn't. I moved to Spain 2.5 years ago, and I'm a spring admitted freshman, meaning I just began my studies like 3 weeks ago. But I did experience it from afar, and I did hear about what happened on campus from people who were here.
Yeah, and still, I mean, still there's tension on campus, right? There's still a lot of division on campus, which is something that we're seeing all over the United States. So tell us a little bit about your experience at NYU and why you chose to be a part of this program, and what you're doing now that you're back on campus. How can you make a difference?
Okay, so hi, I'm Shira, I'm 18. I just moved to New York about 3 weeks ago, so I don't know that much about the climate around the conflict on campus from firsthand. I haven't seen too much so far, and I know the university is very good at handling these things. But it is true that I did see a few protests or people handing out flyers with very extreme messages. So my conclusion from being here so far is that the only people that are talking about this subject are, or at least the loudest groups that are talking about it are very extreme. I didn't see many or any people advocating for peace, and my reaction was obviously getting sad after seeing so much hate and no peace advocacy. But this also made me sure that what me and the girls who went to Prague are doing and what we want to start working towards at NYU is so important and something that our campus is really, really missing. So yeah, me and the 6 other girls who went to Prague. First of all, I just want to say thank you again for everyone, like not only for the Parent Circle Families Forum and for NYU, but also for the Israelis and Palestinians who welcomed us so nicely and made us feel so welcomed and included in the group and in the discussions. It was really not anything like we expected, and it was an amazing experience. So thank you. So talking about our plan in NYU, I think just yesterday we had our first like meeting again because they wanted to give us some time to adjust to everything. So just yesterday we had a meeting and we just went over all of the ideas we had of how we can bring everything we learned to the NYU community. So to get a bit more specific, I think the main goal that we have, or like the closest one at least, is definitely opening some sort of like a school club or some sort of community that brings together students who will advocate for peace in the Middle East and who will fight against extremism. So just to get a bit more specific, our plan will be to collaborate with leaders from the Islamic Center and the Bronfman Center, which is the Center for Jewish students in NYU, and to meet with different speakers, such as the amazing speakers we met in Prague, or participants of the Parent Circle Families Forum. And also last week, we had the amazing opportunity to meet with the founders of the organizations Women of the Sun and Women Wage Peace. So another idea that we had is to collaborate with them and give students the opportunity to hear them. And also, like, besides thinking about like clubs or communities or anything big like that, just genuinely, like, we try and bring what we learned and spread the ideas that we learned that are very important to just the people around us, to our community and to our friends. And I don't know about the other girls, I'm sure they're the same, but I constantly talk about Prague to my new friends. And every time the topic is brought up, I constantly like share everything that I learned and really passionately explain how meaningful this experience was to me. And I already heard a lot of like talking to a lot of new friends. I already seen a lot of people that are not even Jewish or Muslim or not related to the situation in any way and don't know about it, but would really like to join this community that we want to create that will advocate for peace together. So this is really amazing, and I really, really hope we'll actually get to create change in our community that is full of so much haterism and extremism. And yeah, we're just very positive because we have the faculty's support and we have this amazing experience we just had in Prague that gave us so many insights about what to do next. So yeah, we're all so passionate, so motivated, and we can't wait to actually create change in the community.
Well, you made it really clear to see like the impact of the experience and how it's enabled you to be an ambassador for peace, which is exactly the hope of this program. I recognize that we're at the end of our hour. We will stay on for just a few minutes longer to take a few questions and answers. We hope you can stay. If you can't, we understand there will be a recording sent around. I think the main question that is being asked, and we can bring Tamar and Asil back too, and Christy as well, if she's still here, to that. Yes, you're all still here. Wonderful. How do we continue this? How do we scale this program? How do we continue the impact of what the week in Prague did? People want to know if they're continuing to meet, continuing to work together. So who wants to go first? Tamar, I see you shaking, nodding your head passionately, so I'll let you go first.
Patiently, this is my word. Yes, of course, this is just the beginning. The Yappers, as I call them, the Yap Young Ambassador for Peace, are going to meet during the year. The Palestinian and Israeli, we're trying to have Zoom meetings with a student from NYU as well. We just talked yesterday and we're planning another week at the end of May, but we are going to spread the words. So this is just the beginning, just to build the group. All the yappers are coming to the summer camp that we're doing for younger kids in the summer, and there will be the helpers and the facilitators. So we're going to give them so much more and build them to be, ambassadors for really ambassador for peace for the Palestinian Israelis and the Americans as well.
Yeah, I mean, this program is designed to be a year-round program. So the weeks that they have together in person is just one component. It's probably the strongest component for building relationships, but there are activities planned throughout the year. Many of those have to be on Zoom to bring each other together. But when they meet uninationally, they can most of the time they can meet in person. Asil and Christy, before I turn to you, I just wanted to show one slide that we collected. We are evaluating this program, of course. And so the initial results of the data we collected from the time in Prague looks at how attitudes are being transformed. So if you see, we looked at trust being built, about belief in reconciliation's role to end the conflict, and belief that peace is possible. This is something we might take for granted, but we shouldn't. And a sort of your own willingness to promote reconciliation. So the one on the left is before the program, and the one on the right is after the program. So, and these are just initial results. We will have much more in-depth data for those that are interested. So thanks for sharing that. Asil, do you want to talk about what you're planning to do in Palestine for our young ambassadors for peace?
Yeah, actually, as Tamar said, this is only the beginning, working with the YAPI group, and it was a really successful start. We built the group, we start working with them, we start giving them the tools to be our leader, to raise the voices for the youth who choose that way. So yeah, we are planning for a full year program. Actually, we change a little bit also of our program, because all the yappers, they are excited to do something on the ground. They have many initiatives to do some change, because the training, yeah, it would give them something to develop their skills, but they also need to do something on the ground to feel that they are changing something of the situation. So we have many initiatives from the youth. We will have a solidarity actions in many places and it will be next week in Masafir Yatta. We will support our youth group from the Palestinian side, because also the Israeli, they can join in this situation. They will do a playground for the Bedouin kids. They will make some activity with them to support in some way. We will continue working also in Ramadan. We will have another meeting. We will work more about the narrative from each side. We will continue working. Our youth, they will become also the leaders for another programs like the summer camp program. They will be the facilitators. They will be the helpers. They will practice what they learn about leadership, about facilitation on also another generation of peace builder. So yeah, our plan will not stop, and we have many plans, and we update it all the time. It's to be related of the situation and everything happening around us.
Thank you, Asil, and we look forward to hearing about the project in Masafir Yatta. We want to see photos of the final product. Christy, where did you go?
I'm right here. I'm right
There you
here.
are.
Quickly, I think that obviously Tamar and Asil have said this is just the beginning. NYU and We are committed. Rafael Rodriguez, who's our Dean of Students, also participated. So we have someone at a very high, the highest level for our student population that is participating in this program as well, and bringing these messages back and working with the students. So we are, I think the yappers on the screen will hear more about it on Friday, but we are already looking at a trip where we get back together again. So stay tuned for that and continue to work with you all throughout the year. And then as Shira mentioned, we have a group that is essentially becoming our peace ambassadors here on a college campus to really change the narrative and work for change. And what is a very small group, build it out larger and larger and larger, and hopefully host members of YAP to come to NYU and to be involved on our campuses and really structure this relationship as a sustaining, enduring, and long-term relationship.
Wonderful. We look forward to hearing more about it. I want to thank everybody for being here today, especially to our young ambassadors for peace, to Shira and to Zohar and Guy and Ibrahim and Mohammad. I wish we could spend more time with you. I wish we could all come to Prague and spend a week with all of you. I think we all need it. And thank you to all of you participants for being here today and for staying a little bit extra time with us. We're very grateful to have you here. Thank you, everybody.